Hey everybody, welcome back. Frank, you know where you're at. American Eagle Prizes. Hoorah! Yeah, Monday. Did you happen to know, and I saw it yesterday after I made my video, but today, and hang on, I gotta look at my calendar just to make, oh gosh, I gotta put these on too. Yeah, Northern Ireland. It is Orangeman Day. Haha, you can't make this shit up. Hats off to Northern Ireland. Yeah, man, we're gonna have that as a description of today's video. I hope you guys had a good day. I feel pretty good, even though like today was kind of a shitty day. So we'll get into some of the things. I think more personal for me is kind of good. We'll get into some of the things here. So yeah, what do you think about that, man? We need Orangeman. Oh wait, in the United States, here at American Eagle Rises, it's always Orangeman Day. Yeah. I know that really irks some of my haters. I bet, right? Come on. Whatever. Yeah, we'll start off with things with quick market update. Yeah. So, yeah, today was a crazy market day, guys. What am I talking about? Yeah, well, the Treasury yield was down and then it went back up. The dollar opened a little low and then it went up. It strengthened. Gold and silver were kind of having a bid, but they came down. Silver kind of came down 1% plus. Gold almost unchanged. All my miners were up earlier than they came down. But SPY, the overall market, the Wall Street was down. And then it kind of just drifted up. Bitcoin was kind of the biggest news today. This is what I'm talking about with like the craziness with crypto. It's like a good thing, bad thing. I don't know if you guys are in it, but anyway, yeah, Bitcoin went up to like 123K. And then all day it started just drifting slowly, hour or so, yeah. But yours truly, as I'm in the morning, I'm just like, I don't have a great feeling about this. Could it go higher? Yeah, it could go higher. And then I kind of looked at a couple of things, and I'm like, I took profits on my miners on Friday. Sorry, guys, itchy. You guys haven't noticed I cut some hairs. So I was like, why don't we take some profit in some of our crypto? That's what we did. Closed out most of my position. On Coinbase, I closed them all. I think I had like a couple $100 in Cosmos. Makes like 15%. I don't know. That sounds kind of weird, right? So, and then I had, because those were already, they call it staking, right? But you put it on the exchange and then you get a return. So it's kind of like a dividend, but you actually put it on there. You're kind of help securing the network. So I also have some Solana on it, and that portion that was staked, now the portion that didn't have stake, I moved over to a different exchange called Uphold, because I have Coinbase. And I get a better rate to stake Solana there, which I never really noticed. It's like maybe 0.5% more. So the stuff that I hadn't staked, I put over there. But closed out all my Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Stellar was stellar. It was like up like, I think I had like a 60% return on that. Again, guys, the percentage sounds great, but nominal terms, I did take some of what I had on my heart. Oh yeah, I never showed you guys that. They call it a treasure. I think there's a couple different companies that it's basically a hard wallet. So they call them cold storage, but that's what that little guy looks like. So I took some of my crypto on here, put it on the exchange, sold some of it. I still have a core position. I think some Bitcoin and XRP. Those are the only ones. Everything else I just... And boy, talk about that being clutch. And then it just drifted down. And I'm like, whoa, perfect, I guess. So we were able to finally take some profits on some of our cryptos. So hey, yay, and then tomorrow we get paid. Then we're going to take some of this cash and literally, I know it sounds weird, I'm going to give it to the government, but they're going to give me like 4.5%, right? And they never default, right? So we do have to figure out another, so we're putting it there because we don't know where else to park it right now. Getting over 4% on your money is actually pretty good. All things considered, at least on a consistent basis, right? Like you might. Anyway, that said, whoosh, that's our market thing. So yeah, if you guys haven't got out, get out. Temporarily, there's gonna be another entrance point. I'll give you guys a couple of heads up. But yeah, so we may not talk about all the tickers here. So next. There's a couple of things on here. Let me put on my glasses here. Hey, what happened there? Hey. Come back. Yeah, there was a couple of things I wanted to hit on here. The first one, like, what? I'll hold off judgment. So, CNN reporting, so take it for what it's worth. Trump's missile announcement provides vital relief to Ukraine. He's not going to give them weapons. You know what this is? He's, again, using a narrative optics. So he's saying this so that he gets prompts a response out of Russia, out of Putin, right? His mind is, hey, let's poke. Literally, we're poking the bear. So Trump, be careful. We have faith in you, but don't go too damn far. Because we don't want to get Putin mad. I think Putin actually wants to work with us. This Ukraine thing, we got to get out of this Ukraine thing. We all agree. I think we all agree on that. So what did they do with all my news reports? I swear that I had them all up here. One of them was, right, the Supreme Court said, hey, we can fire. So I think it's, what was it again? 1,500? I am not crying for any of these people, man. Like, they shouldn't have been there. Unfortunately, they're quote-unquote collateral, but we never needed their position, so they shouldn't have ever been hired in the first place. So, but I wanted to highlight that because Tyson announced they're getting rid of, they're removing 5,000 positions. So, like, everyone's worried about this, people in the government. Wouldn't you be more worried about the 5,000 people that got let go in Tyson? I mean, that's probably more economic activity than, half the government, if you ask me, right? So I thought that was something that to kind of highlight, to kind of tell you there. There was like a Trump win, and they got rid of it. They got rid of it. Guys, I really hate when they do that. It's like here, and it's... They really hate Trump, guys. That means we're over the target. We're over the target. They're getting tired of this target. And the other one I wanted to put on here, so there was another one talking about Gen Z men. They're using boy math to justify buying a bunch of Pokemon cards. So maybe that's what's going on. Remember I told you guys with my Pokemon stuff? Like, what's going on? Like, people going crazy. Right? So I sold into it. So I think I don't know how much longer they're going to do this, right? Like, it's almost like part of that doom spending. That, again, psychology is really weird. Um, I'm Gen X, so we never really got into the Pokemon thing. But we got into Magic the Gathering, and Magic the Gathering was before Pokemon. Now, Pokemon was on the Game Boy. I didn't understand it. It was always a younger kid's game. Sorry, Raymond, you're younger than me, so we'll call you kid, even though you're almost 40. Guys, man, I swear, Homefront can probably attest to this. There's just days you just wake up and you're like, hey, man, I'm like 21 again. And you're like, oh, wait, oh, crap. Oh, wait, I'm 51, not 20. And, like, anyone that's, like, 10 years younger than me, I call him a kid. Like, so, Raymond, sorry, buddy. It's all in love. I look, you're my kid, so guess what, right? I'm going to fight tooth and nail to make sure people aren't going to, bully you. Right? That's, when I say kid, it's almost like a lovingly thing, right? Because I don't know about all the rest of you guys, right? So I have that paternal instinct, that's for sure. So, yeah, so there's that. Student loan update. Gen Z hit the... I thought Gen Z wasn't going to... Oh, wait, that's right. The feminists are going. Yeah, I think Gen Z is like too... Although, in some respects, I think every generation kind of has like two sections, if not more. We'll call them partitions. But Gen Z is almost more split male-female, right? But like, I would say the millennials, there's like two groups of millennials. There's like more of the... We'll call them the earlier ones that, they just, what Raymond says, right? They were sold a lie, they worked really hard, they thought they were going to get everything, and then they didn't, right? And then there's, I call it the slacker part of millennials that just, they give the other millennials a bad name, right? Again, generalities, using generation thing, but broadly, very broadly speaking. But again, they called us Gen Xers the slacker generation, so I don't know. I think they call every generation a slacker generation. The ones preceding them, right? It's always, you guys are... I think the bar just keeps getting lower and lower and lower, right? Eventually it's going to hit the ground, but hey, we don't worry about that here on American Eagle Rises as of yet. Because every day we got to take in... yeah, so we're going to later on do some work. Gosh, it's almost 6 o'clock, guys. Oh my gosh, like, got most of the stuff I needed done today, but still haven't had any time. I worked until late, and the damn meeting was worthless. Someone else on my team was in there, and he was asking me, and I'm like, dude, man, literally, we don't need to be here, but... We had to be there. Thank God we were working from home, guys. I probably would have just... Alright, so let's find that other... There was another... I'm hoping I can find it, guys. But it's not... Like... It was a... It wasn't like something major. Trump gives Dems a meatball down the... That's by Newsweek. That's a great... Gives a meatball down the... That's awesome. How about a knuckle sandwich, man? Yeah. Dems, I'm sorry, guys. The Dems aren't the Dems anymore. Right? If you actually are like old school Dem, like JFK, like you are a rarity guy, right? Like, actually, I think the Dems now would call him like right-wing conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. Fed near zero interest rates unlikely to return. Well, that's what they say. So when the Fed says something like that, it's probably going to happen. They always say, oh yeah, what did Greenspan say? Oh yeah, everything's fine. And then, oh God. It's always whatever the government or the Federal Reserve say. China appears to pull off satellite feat that NASA has never reached. Yeah, okay, another Newsweek one. Yeah, whatever, go away. Go away. Go. Oh, yeah. Trump calls Fed. Here it is. Here's one of them anyway. Trump calls Fed Chair Powell a knucklehead. Says interest rate should be 1%. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you. Only because he said knucklehead. That's just... Can you imagine anyone else saying that? They wouldn't even consider saying that. That's why I voted for him. And if you ask me, he's still being too nice. He's being too nice. We don't have any time. We gotta ruffle feathers. No matter what you do, they're gonna hate you. So do the right thing, right? That's why I'm always saying do the right thing, right? It doesn't matter what you do. They're gonna cry, right? You're gonna have this person over here crying, this person over here crying, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're crocodile tears, right? It's a little kid in the corner, whatever, going around, temper tantrum. It doesn't matter what you do. You can placate them for a brief moment in time. That's if you can, right? So now, whatever, right? Let's do our work. Do the right thing. Oh, come on, Rivian stock. Rivian stock is still around? What? It's a fictitious company. Aren't they going bankrupt? Like, how can they be worth more than GM? Like, that tells you how, like, just... how dumb this stuff is. Yeah, let's click on this button real quick, guys. This might be near the end of the video. We don't have to be super long, but at least we put in a little bit of, wow, what's it doing over here? It's flashed a black screen, white screen, MSN. It's turning around, guys. Like, literally, it's taking... If I went to Google, it would be like that. This MSN thing... I don't know. Hang on. While we're waiting, Frank's going to take a quick sip. Oh, yeah, there it is. AP. Supreme Court allows Trump to lay off nearly 1,400 Education Department employees. Oh, yeah. I thought we were getting rid of the entire Department of Education. We should. Because it sure ain't educating our children, guys. Like, to be actually... a little serious about that. The Department of Education was basically John D. Rockefeller's brainchild. He wanted people it's like the George Carlin. If you guys want real truth, George Carlin. Watch any of his stuff. He was giving us disclosure back then. He knew exactly what the game plan was, right? But anyway, right? And even he said it was that they want you just smart enough to know how to pull the levers, but too dumb to actually question anything, right? That's why you get so much pushback if you question anything, right? They'll call you names. They'll put you on the bad list. Say you're racist this, racist that. I'm not a racist. I hate everyone equally. That's from Full Metal Jacket, by the way, okay? Okay, YouTube, all right? It's all right. You guys don't like my skin. You don't like my junk between my legs, right? That's, must sucks to be you, YouTube. Yeah. But it didn't show what I wanted to show there, right? So, anyway, yeah, the Department of Education was his idea. They're not educating your children. They are definitely indoctrinating you. I had that thought a couple years ago, and every year it just hasn't changed. So if I had children, again, I know it's hard, but I say pull your children. And actually, be honest, I actually wish that was some form of quote-unquote protest. I mean, can you imagine if everyone pulled all their kids out? Teachers would be sitting around doing nothing. Oh, well, we don't need you guys. Poof. Now, again, I get it. There's a bunch of people, they got to work both incomes, and they already got their kid in school. But, I'll call it the breakaway society, right? Like, there's probably women and men that aren't doing anything. And, maybe they have some wisdom to share. Can you imagine if somehow, again, it's pie in the sky. Maybe it's borderline that, libertarian utopian, which I don't know. But you know what I'm saying, right? I'd rather have some people around my neighborhood probably teach my child, because I know them better, right? You know, and be like, oh, okay, well, this guy aligns with my values, right? He's not going to make my kid, you know, turn my boy into a girl or vice versa, or, you know, say how, you know, the United States is bad and communism is good. No. Like I said, we're getting rock bottom where almost any other education is better. Almost any other, and not just the Department of Education, but like almost everything else. Let's get out. Let's get away from this, right? Stop taxing us. We're dying. We're dying left and right. So anyway, let's see here. Where are we in the video? We click on the wrong button all the time. We're at 20.